Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. So I'm on here today setting up my sinking funds. I've already kind of got started and filled in part of it, but we're going to fill in the rest together for my sinking funds. And then my savings tracker, well, as you can see, there's not much to my savings tracker. This is going to be a slow month for savings just because we had expenses pop up, and I'll explain that in a little bit. And so let's get started. I'm going to zoom you in. And we're going to work on the sinking funds first, and then we're going to work on the savings tracker, and then we will be done. So it should be a short video. I will be right back. Okay, here we go. So sinking funds. Let me get all of it on the screen. I tell you, I really love seeing these green clovers and pink and peachy flowers. Spring. This week is going to be in the 70s where I live in Virginia, not Virginia Beach, in Virginia. In Chesapeake. I am just so excited, and this is really lifting my spirits up. I love the decorative headers that I put on my budget sheets. I sell these in my Etsy shop. It's a Lisa's Faith budget plan. There's a link in the description box below if you're interested. They're cheap budget sheets that you can print for yourself. I also have plain ones that don't have this decorative header if you're looking for something like that, and I use block lettering instead of cursive or fancy lettering like this. But anyways, let's move on into the sinking funds. So I have probably, let me see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13, well, 12 sinking funds, and the 13 line is just the dividends that are added to the savings account that I have with my bank. So I keep all of this income, this $2,425.35, in a savings account that's separate from my joint savings and checking with my husband. It's just, I have a business account. I don't use the savings account in it. So we assign the sinking funds for that account. And I like it being off to the side in a different account, not attached to where we spend all of our money, because every income that comes in and every expense that goes out comes out of our checking account. It does not come out of anywhere else unless I decide to use the savings account that's a joint to it to pay like our credit card, which is the same bank as well. And I'm using the savings. That's the only time I ever do that. So yeah, sinking funds. I usually have to transfer the money here. It sits here for quite a while before I have to use it. Last month I only had one sinking fund that I used. It was $88 for Orkin, and I used it, and that was it. Other than that, I don't transfer money very often. That's why it's in the savings account. So I do like that aspect of it, having it off to the side in a way where I can't spend it too easily, but still easily enough to move from one account to another when necessary. A lot of people actually use sinking funds, which are basically, just imagine a pot or a cup or something you can throw money into. And within that, you're saving for 10 different or 12 different things that you know in the future you will be spending. And it just sits there until you need to spend it. This way you don't have to put it in your monthly budget or your paycheck to paycheck budget. It's off to the side and you just grab it from there. So some people use daily spending out of it. They create sinking funds for like clothing for their kids, especially when the kids are little. You're constantly having to buy new clothes because they're constantly outgrowing, or seasons are changing and they're taller or longer or whatever you want to, they got bigger. And so it's very difficult to keep up with that when they're little. And so people do put clothing allowance or clothing categories. We have older, all adults pretty much in this family, so we don't buy them as frequently. We use what we have and buy as we need. So I don't really create a budget for it. I just know when we need to update a little bit. Every once in a while, I might put some into savings and go, hey, it's time to go shopping. In fact, I just bought myself my summer t-shirts for the year. My summer wardrobe, just short sleeve. I'm a jeans and t-shirt girl, so I bought some off of Etsy the other day. I'm excited to get those. They're already ready to ship, so that was really fast. 24-hour turnaround. I was like, man, she's on top of it. So I love supporting shops like that. Diving into the sinking funds, what I do save here are annual expenses or, quarterly expenses. So Amazon Prime is once a year. It comes out in September. I just take the money, boom, it's right there. Disney Plus comes out once a year. Apple subscription comes out once a year. Instead of paying the monthly, so I'm not nickeled and dimed out of my budget every month, I just throw a bunch in the savings, earn a little bit of interest, and then make these payments when they come up. Orkin, termite and spray. So we have a termite contract, and then we have a contract where they come out and spray quarterly. And so we did a spray last month. In May, we have due the termite contract, and they're going to come and inspect it for the termites. So they take care of that. Luckily, we've not had any and not had to worry about any. Heating and AC contract. So that contract is for them to come out in the spring and the fall, and then we kind of get bumped up as far as priority for service calls when we do have them. But if you have them come out in the spring and the fall to maintenance your heater and your air conditioning, then you are less likely having to call them throughout the year because they can catch things during that time. So we have a contract for that, and they come out and service those things and clean it and take care of it. City of Chesapeake, we have property tax for our vehicles, and we have, what's the other thing? Stormwater twice a year. And I actually will be bumping this up a little bit next year. Now that I know stormwater is not once a year, but twice a year. And I'll adjust for that. But yeah, we're getting ready to come up on paying the City of Chesapeake. I think it's either May or June. I think it's like at the end of June when it's due. And then somewhere in April or May, I will have to pay this, the stormwater for our property. The next thing I have is senior year 2021. So sinking funds can be for just a season. My son will be a senior in the fall, and he will be graduating high school. I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional. He is my youngest, and he's 16 going on 17, and this is just, wow. But I wanted $1,200 for the beginning of September. So when we had to pay for yearbooks, we had to pay for cap and gowns, senior photos, any of those things, all the senior things, all the fun senior stuff. And hopefully school will be open 100%. Right now he's just going 2 days a week. We're hoping they can go back 100% in the fall, but we'll have to wait and see. That's what we're planning on. I don't know. But as that time approaches, whatever senior activities there are, I have $1,200 to offset the cost of what I need to buy or whatever he wants for me to buy for his senior stuff. So I'm very excited about that. Cell phone and technology. Technology gets old and you will need to update your cell phones. You will need to update your laptops, your devices. And so we just put $100 a month away for that. And any extra and any other category we'll throw in there as well. That's why it's $45 there. Christmas, we're doing $50 a month there. Vacation, same thing there. Don't have a plan for vacation, but we've decided to put something there just to have a little something put aside, and then we'll worry about the rest later. Hot water heater. We had a hot water heater go out on us right after we moved in. And yeah, it was a fiasco with the hot water, getting the hot water heater. It took 26 days. With the home warranty people, it was not a very good experience. So we decided next time if we have to get another one. Hot water heaters last about 8 to 12 years. So if I put $20 a month away over the next 8 to 12 years, guess what? I'll have enough to buy cash for a hot water heater, hire a plumber to bring it out and put it in. And we'll probably use the same guys that we used last time that we found through our home warranty. They chose who got to install it. And when the city inspector came out and saw who was installing it, he said it's an easy day because these guys are awesome. So we claim them as our plumbers now when we need them. And yeah, that's the goal there. So P.O. Box, I have nothing in there. So like I said, this was the ending for February. As you can see here, this is the February sheet. This is my beginning. This is what I added. This is what I subtracted. And this is what we had left over. And when you look at the beginning here, it's the same numbers. I just transferred them over from here to here. That way I have a beginning. And that way, as the month goes on, if I take anything out, or add anything to it, then I will have a new ending balance, and I will know exactly what part of that savings account is Amazon Prime, how much in that savings account is Orkin, how much of it is City of Chesapeake, things like that. That is what I love about these sinking funds. I know I will have the money when the time comes to pay these things. And that's going to be the best thing. Now, as far as how much we're going to add, I'm also going to use my February sheet because these numbers don't change. I just divided my 12 and there you go. So I'm going to be copying that over. Amazon Prime right now I'm doing $10 a month. And that works for us. Disney Plus is $5.83. Apple subscription, both of these are $69.99 for the year. Subscriptions, it was cheaper to do the year Disney Plus at $69.99 than it was to do, what was it, the monthly $6.99. You actually spent more on that, so I think I saved $13 or whatever. But $13 is still $13. Apple subscription, it was just the way I have it set up for my Mac and my tablets and phones and stuff. I can get Excel, Word, and all that stuff. That's what the subscription is for. Orkin Termite, currently I'm doing $55 a month. My AC, we're doing, contract is $20 a month. City of Chesapeake, I'm doing $52. I will raise that after I do the math for coming up the next year to add the 2 stormwaters to that, plus whatever our new property value that we pay on our vehicles. Our vehicles are older, so it doesn't pay to have a new vehicle here. Oh my gosh, when we first moved here, our property taxes, whew, they were very high when we saw them, and then now they've dropped down. But man, it just, I couldn't believe it because I'd never had to pay vehicle property tax before in my state. We were active duty military and we were Florida residents, and I don't think you do that in Florida. So senior year, $100. Cell phone technology, I do $100. I don't need $2 signs. And I love using erasable pens. I've talked about this many times on my channel. Frixon 07 clicker erasable is what I use. And I have them in many different colors. And I use them on all my budget sheets because I always make a mistake. And I hate scribbling. So I love these erasable pens. Now they are erased with friction. So heat will, if your papers are anywhere near heat, the ink might disappear. So just keep that in mind when you use these. Christmas, we're doing $50 and $50 for vacation, and $20 for hot water heater, and then $17 for our PO box. That's what it is a month. I pay every 6 months, or I can pay for an entire year, depending on what I save up for. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, but I know it's about $17 a month. So there's that. I had 45 cents in interest dividends for the account, and I'm going to total this up, and this will be the amount. Actually, I'm not going to total this. Well, no, yeah, I'm total this in. The amount I put in will be less the 45 cents. Because that was dividends added to the account, not me putting dividends into the account. So whatever the $10 to the $17, that will be what I'm actually depositing into the sinking funds this month. So let's go ahead and add that up real quick, and I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So that was 400, and make sure I'm on screen here. $486.11 total. My actual deposit will be minus this 0.45. So I'm actually going to be depositing, make a quick note for myself over here. $485.66. Make sure I have that on my trackers because I don't know if I added the extra $17 for the, put that right there for now, for the PO box. That's what I'm trying to think of. So anyway, so that is where I'm at with my sinking funds. So if we add what we have in the account already, $2,425.35 plus the $486.11. At the end of the month, if we do not spend any money out of the sinking funds, we should have almost $3,000 near. $2,911.46. So that's pretty good savings, but I'm getting ready to have some big chunks come out in the next few months. That's first one is going to be the Orkin, and the next one is going to be the City of Chesapeake, and they're going to be large amounts. So Orkin should be about $300, and City of Chesapeake $500-600. So that'll go up and down, and in the next over the summer. So this may build up big and then kind of shrink, and then build up big and then shrink. So that's what sinking funds are for. I average in a year potentially $5,000 or more in sinking funds if I just saved it for the entire year. Like if you pre-planned for a year of sinking funds and just kind of had a savings account for that, which is another way of doing it, that's $5,000. So, which means, you know, over 12 months, it's probably about the average of what I'm putting in. 5,000 divided by 12, yeah, 416. So yeah, I'm putting exactly a year's worth away every month, whatever that 12th is of everything that I need to combine. So yeah, I just think sinking funds are amazing. They definitely save me from having to think too much and still take care of everything I need to take care of. So I'm going to move this over here and put this off to the side. Now I'll show you February's savings tracker. It's going to look like a mess, but it is what it is. So I had a starter emergency fund savings tracker. Now this is a savings account where it's a joint account with my husband and myself that we've had since we've been married, over 20 years. So I break up my savings account like same thing as a sinking fund account. I compartmentalize it. That's why I put category, scratch out date and put category. You can use date. You can change that if you want, put a sticker over it and word it somehow another way. But I like to make it into categories within my savings account because I have different needs that I need to take care of. And this I need immediate access to. So what I have is a starter emergency fund. And I try not to get into that unless there's true emergency. And if it's a small thing and I can use it, then I will. I start with my buffer and my checking account. If that takes care of it, great. If not, then I move to the starter emergency fund. If that doesn't take care of it, then I have to go to my 6-month expenses emergency fund to fund it. So there's that. And then I have my 6-month emergency fund. So I have $4,380 in that, which is over 10% of what I need in the account. Let me see if I can pull up my piggies. So I also created this other savings tracker here, which is really cute. And this is also sold in my Etsy shop. Oh, if you're looking for something like this. This is just regular copy paper too. So I am trying to save up $36,500 total, which is going to take me a couple of years to have a fully funded emergency fund. And I divide that by $100. That's $365. And each piggy is $365. So I try to keep it even so I can color a full piggy and just use $365 as my base. And so I have 10% plus these two already funded with that $4,800 or $380. This month I hope to fill in one piggy because I have to use most of the money I normally would put into our savings tracker for buying a stove and other necessities that we needed this month. So I won't have a lot to put here. But if I can do one piggy, I am happy. So that's how I look at it. So I have set up the beginning balances, and I don't really have anything else to write other than totaling this up. But I have $1,000 emergency fund. I took out the two other categories. I took out Jeep savings because my husband already paid for the Jeep lift that he was doing. The overpayment in the paycheck it still hasn't been taken out. It should have been taken out this last paycheck, but it still hasn't. So we're still waiting for that to happen. We just have it in the 6-month emergency fund right now, but we tend to have that amount as a buffer in our checking account. So anytime my husband gets paid, if it comes out, I'm not that worried about it. So if I need to transfer from one of these accounts, I will. If not, I'm not going to worry about it. And it may be something where I just don't fund my sinking funds or something like that. I mean, there's so many ways I could approach this. I'm just going to wait until it happens and then decide from there on what's best. So I just put it all in the 6-month savings there. Travel expense savings. My husband travels with his company. This is just a savings of where I can draw money from to cover any withdrawals in our checking account that are business related to his company that he gets reimbursed for. Dividends, that was $5.11 last month. I just went online. I found out we had $1.23 in dividends. So that is what we have there. So, and I don't take it out. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish this off and find out how much we have for the month. So 511 plus 123. And this usually happens like around the 26th of every month. That's when our bank statement ends and the new statement begins on 27th. So that's what that is. So this will be this month before the new month starts. We have $6.34. I'm not going to adjust any of these until something happens this month. And I'm going to leave it at that. So I'm going to do the beginning balance here, $1,000 plus $4,380 plus 707 plus 511. There we go. So currently at this time, we have $6,092.11. I would like to put 5,000, reach 5,000 here in our emergency saving or fully funded emergency fund. I would like to put that into a money market account, but I'd like $5,000 to do it. But I may do it with this amount. I haven't decided. I need to talk it over with my husband and see what he thinks and take a look at the money market account that we have in the bank at this time. So what they offer, what our current banks, because we would like it all in one bank. We don't want to have a bank here, a bank there, statement here, statement there. I just streamline it, make my life simple, because the job of the 6-month emergency fund is not to make you money. It is to be there if you lose your job, if you need the money for something, emergency happens and you need a few months of income to cover the cost of your bills and whatever changes are going on in your life. That's what its job is. Now, if it makes some money, that's great if you can find something with high earning dividends, but I'm not going to make the trouble to go seek something out and then have difficulty getting it when I need it. I want fast, easy, and ready to go. So that's what I'm planning to do. I want it in my bank account that I already have, and it's just, its job is to sit there until I need it. And that is that. So savings tracker, sinking funds, done for the month. And let me get my sheets together. I'll zoom you back out and I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. That is my sinking fund savings tracker. If you have questions, comments, anything you want to bring up, please put it in the comment section below. I do have an email address in the description box if you prefer that. And I would love to hear from you guys. How do you do your sinking funds? Is it an annual thing? Is it a regular spending thing? Do you put it in checking or savings? What is your way? Do you have a unique way or unique items that you have in your sinking funds that you can share with other people? I would love to know, and maybe incorporate some of it into my own spending. So we'll see. But yeah, I appreciate you watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys next time. Have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.